As in one of my many lively Bible encounters, I have come to realize that there are, to many of us, special places, special things. One of those special places for me has always been the altar. And it's not just that it's something so special, but it's special in a very unique way, and that is that it would cause me, that it would cause other people, that it would cause you, that it would allow you and offer you an opportunity to come out of your seat, to come out of your comfort zone, and to come into a place filled with Christ. And that's not to say that Christ doesn't meet us where we are, because He does. But to cause change, we come out of, we give up something in order to have something better. And so we come out of our comfort zone. We come out of our seat. And we come into a place new. A place that we know that we can start something new. That we can have change. And that we can meet Christ. And what it's caused me to do, and especially whenever I go into this book of Deuteronomy in chapter 8, in the New International Version, here, it's titled, it says, "Do not forget the Lord." And it just really makes me think of the importance of coming out of my seat, coming out of my comfort zone, intentionally asking for change, and coming into the presence of the Lord. And so I began to ask myself about this change, and to not forget Christ in everything, in both the good and the bad. And whenever I began writing down many questions, I came to such questions as this, and that is that where does change begin? And where does it end? Another one is, why do we even need change? I'm comfortable with who I am. I'm comfortable where I'm at. So why do I even need it? When is it needed? And how do I know whenever I need something different? How do we know when it's time to change? Is there ever really a right or a wrong time to change? A wise man once told me that it's always good to start new things and to have change in your life. But a wise man knows when to quit. That he knows whenever the change is no longer good and that you need to go on and change to something different. So is there ever really a right or a wrong time for change? The right time would be whenever you're ready to grow. Whenever you're ready to let go of something that you know doesn't belong in your life. Or maybe even someone that doesn't belong in your life. But you see, the next thing with that change is that if you get rid of something, you have to have something to fill that something in with. If not, you're more likely to go and to refill it with something worse or with the exact same thing. Another one is that why are we people, why are we so afraid of change? Even with knowledge of knowing that we're in a very desperate need of it. In a time of change, we tend to hold on to a few things. We don't really want to change everything. We want to hold on to just a little bit of it. But all in all, it's bad practice, because by holding on to those little things, it calls back the rest of everything else that we've already let go. It'd be kind of like changing the oil in your vehicle. It doesn't make any good sense to get rid of half of the oil and then to refill the reservoir. And to think that you're going to travel the same 10,000 miles or whatever it might be. You're not going to make the full 10,000 miles. You're going to get halfway there and realize you're going to have to change the oil again. Yet for some reason, when we finally decide that now is the right time, that now is the time for change, for some reason we treat ourselves like a flat tire on a wheel. We go out and we find a patch, or we find a plug, and we put it where it's most needed, with all the great hopes of thinking that we might make it, to the next station. But really, and in reality, we don't know where the next station is going to be. We don't know when we're going to get there, how far it's going to be, and even more so is we don't know how long the plug is going to hold over or how long the patch is going to stay in place. Honestly, for the most of us, if we're willing to be honest with ourselves, you probably treat your vehicle better than what you do yourself. You know that your spiritual check engine light is on. Probably been on for so long that it's began to flash at you. Horns are going off everywhere. The signs are everywhere saying, I need change. I need help. Your spiritual battery's running low. You need a complete oil change. The thing is, change isn't something to be feared. And that's the problem. We fear change. We're comfortable where we are. We don't like it. Change isn't something to be feared, but rather it's an opportunity for us to grow closer to God. And something that many people rarely understood or understand as young Christians, or at least I had an issue with it, is that it's to become more like the person that God designed you to be. My problem with that was always, well, I don't know who God designed me to be. So I'm just going to hang out and I'm going to wait for Him to make the change. I don't know what that change looked like. I don't know what my end result design looked like. But what I realized where I went wrong is I did nothing while I was waiting on Him to show me the plan. And it caused a huge lapse in time. A huge lapse, or I won't say a setback, because there was many things learned. There was good growth. Maybe not great change, but there was good growth. There was a testimony built. But I became, over a long period of time, more and more afraid of change. Only to remember and to come to the realization that change isn't something to be feared, but rather it's an opportunity to be taken so that we can have a closer relationship to God. I don't know what that change looks like for you. I don't know what change would sound like, what you might have to get rid of, who you might have to let go of, what more you need in your life. But what we need to understand is that if we want more of God in our lives, we have to let go of more of the world. Deuteronomy 4:29, it reads that if you seek the Lord your God, you will find Him if you seek Him with all your heart and with all your soul. And so this morning on Lively Bible Encounters, I invite you, seek out the Lord your God. See what He's made of. Ask Him, Father, my Lord, my God, I know I need change. I just don't know what it looks like. If you're afraid, let Him know. Tell Him what's on your heart. Tell Him what you're afraid of. And He'll be there. He'll meet you right there where you are. Or you get out of your seat. Meet me at the altar. And ask Him for the strength that it's going to take for the change to happen. I hope to see you again next week on Lively Bible Encounters.